Nikon, let's see, Panasonic GH4 with Nikon 70 to 300 ED. CINELIKE D with corrected settings. Initially I thought this was going to look good at all zeros, but there was highlight roll-off issues that the color was really just punchy, too punchy in the highlights. So we had to put the noise reduction all the way up, and therefore the sharpness had to come up. And this is how it looks right now with +5 sharpness and +5 noise reduction, believe it or not. So we did have to put the color down to -2. It was up at -3, but it took out too much color. So I think we're on -1 contrast, +5 sharpness, +5 noise reduction, and -2 color. Often people don't use noise reduction or sharpness in camera, but I think it really has to be based on a lens by lens sensor combo criteria, because this is really working well. Now let's check underexposure. See how it holds up. Of course, you'd be doing this like if it's a night scene, something like that. And now let's go check overexposure just to show what happens. And the goal is so that you can get pretty close. That's overexposed, but I think it's still doable. That's obviously overexposed. So is that. We're just going to push it all the way to see what happens. But it's handling it pretty well. I mean, you would never do this, of course, but I'm just showing. When you have good dynamic range, it's a little more forgiving as far as exposure is concerned.